Hey there, it's Mike Snell with Remax Real Estate based out of Red Deer, Alberta, and we are here in this video to talk about staging your home and getting it ready for listing and the marketing period, right? Selling your home can be such a significant step, and making a great first impression is really important. A well staged home will capture the buyer's attention and kind of help them envision themselves in your space. And many people get turned off and kind of nervous by staging as they think it's going to be something that's going to be very expensive or something that will in turn sort of change the way they like to live in their home, and that doesn't need to be that way. Working with a strong stager can who understands your lifestyle will definitely work with you. And there are things that we can do and small tweaks that we can do to kind of get prepared for it that really isn't going to be too costly. So I want to go through in this video and just talk about some simple things and tweaks that we can do, some budget friendly items that will hopefully help sort of transform your space and get it ready if this is something that you're interested in doing. So the first thing we're going to talk about is going to be that deep clean and declutter, right? This is going to be sort of our foundation to get things ready to go. And before I get into specific rooms and little things that we can do there, let's look at, the first thing is doing a good, strong cleaning on the home, right? And in this, we want to pay special attention to those overlooked areas and those areas you might miss kind of on your weekly once over. And that's going to be things like your baseboards, window sills, light fixtures, even things like niches and on top of cabinets, right? So think about if you're in, a space like a modified bi-level where, if you're on a higher level and you're coming into your kitchen and you can kind of see on top of those cabinets, sometimes you get those niche spaces above a closet at your front entrance where they can be nice in that open floor plan. They obviously are dust collectors, right? What we're trying to do here is look for that spotless home will give the impression of a well-maintained property, right? Now we want to declutter those spaces as well. And this is going to include things like your closets, storage areas, as buyers will often kind of look in these spaces underneath the stairs. They want to see the space that will be offered for them, right? We want to remove excess furniture in living rooms, right? Office spaces. We want to make things look larger and more spacious, right? Our goal here is to create a clean, organized environment that's going to allow the buyers to focus on the home's features rather than on your things. Now let's talk the living room, right? Now what we want to do with the living room here is we're looking to create sort of a cozy, inviting space, right? The living room can kind of set the tone for your entire home. So we do want to depersonalize in a bit, remove some family photos, personal items. What we want to do is we want to make it so that buyers can picture themselves in this space, right? So what we're looking to do in this space here is we're looking to add a few affordable items, some things like some throw pillows or a cozy blanket, right, and some neutral tones. Those neutral colors are going to help create a warm, inviting feel that's going to appeal to most buyers, right? You're looking to rearrange the furniture to sort of improve the flow and create a sense of openness, right? It may not be the way that you normally do it, but this is where kind of working with a stager can kind of help, or you can kind of research some things online to kind of see the best setup for this. Consider placing a coffee table book or a small plant, something stylish to kind of help add off that finishing touch, right? We want to maximize the natural light by opening curtains and blinds, right? And if the room feels dark, consider adding lamps, whether it's a floor lamp or a table lamp, just to kind of brighten off the space. Now we're going to talk about the kitchen. We're just looking for simple updates here to kind of freshen the look up, right? Your kitchen is often considered the heart of the home. So we want to clear off all the countertops. Now this is going to be specific mainly for showings and photos, right? We want to get rid of the extra toaster, the air fryer, the coffee maker, things like that. We can leave a few decorative pieces like a fresh fruit bowl or kind of a small plant, something that ties it all together. Now, if you're living in your home in between showings and things like that, you can have those items out, but just kind of keep in mind to have a storage space reserved for them to kind of pull them off when you're going to have that showing, right? Now, an easy update would be to change out cabinet hardware. So, replacing outdated knobs, pulls with modern, stylish options can refresh the look and make it a little bit nicer for your cabinets. If the cabinets look worn, you could consider looking at a fresh coat of paint or potentially a stain to kind of update them a little more and just bring a modernization to it, right? Now, mentioning in from our declutter spot, right, with the closets, pantries are going to be the same way. So if you do have those cabinets or drawers that are overflowing, buyers may open those up and take a look at them. So you may want to do a quick once over, especially in the pantry. And everyone's got that drawer, that cabinet that everything kind of gets stuffed into. So consider that one as well. Now we're going to discuss bedrooms, right? So bedrooms should feel calm and relaxing. So we do want to get any overly personal bedding, replace it with something that's maybe more neutral, simple. So we're looking for those kind of neutral colors, whites, grays, the soft pastels, right? What we're trying to do here is to create a space where anyone can picture themselves kind of unwinding after a long day. Bedrooms should have adequate lighting, whether it's through natural light or lamps, right? Mirrors can be great, and it's an affordable way to kind of make the room feel larger and brighter, right? And you want to get rid of any personal items and clutter from nightstands, dressers, things of that. So we want to kind of keep things simple and clean. And again, going back to the declutter aspect, we want to make sure we're focusing on those closets and make sure they're not. In our bathrooms, we're looking at, freshening them up, right? We want to get rid of any worn or mismatched towels with clean white ones, right? This small change alone can make the space just feel more like a spa, right? Is kind of what we're going for here, right? We can clear off the countertops again. As you see, there's a common theme here, right? And just kind of leave your essential items, soap dispenser, or a small decorative piece like a small plant, something in that line that just kind of makes it look nice and fresh, right? After a few little touches in there, you can add a decorative candle or like a small tray for toiletries, right? Some of these things can make the bathroom feel just a little more luxurious, even if it's just your basic bathroom, right? You want to make sure the mirrors are clean, sinks are clean. You can update some light fixtures or at least change out the bulbs, make sure it's nice and bright and that they're all the same color. So also take a look at like the sinks. You can check underneath the sinks, for any drains. Just make sure that there's no leaks. Toilets, everything else looks good and it should be all set to go. All right, outdoor spaces. Last but not least, right? Curb appeal is essential, whether it's the front or the backyard, right? We're going to want to go through and just make sure we have these things all tied up, okay? So we want to clean up our landscaping, pull weeds, mow the lawn. You can add fresh mulch to the garden beds if you have, clean up the rocks if you have those in there, do some small pruning, right? A small investment in seasonal flowers or plants near the entrance will also make the exterior feel warm and welcoming. If you have the patio or the deck in the back, set up a simple seating area, right? Whether it's just a few cushions and chairs, right? Things where people can picture themselves spending the time out there and relaxing outdoors, right? Do a clean and tidy, do a once over. In the summertime, if you have weather permitting, if you can stain the deck, that can be a big factor. You can wash down the fence. If it's vinyl fence, obviously clearly give it a spray. If it's a wooden fence, you could look at staining it, right? But little things like that are obviously going to make the outdoor space feel a lot better. Okay. Now we're looking to address minor issues. So do a walkthrough of your home, right? And address any minor repairs. And I always recommend, usually you can do this over a few different times. Get some small little sticky notes, go through, find those little paint chips, right? Every day you're going to see something different, right? When you first look at it, your eyes are going to be drawn to a couple, but you're going to see more afterwards, okay? Check all doorknobs on closets, doors, make sure they're not loose, tighten them up, patch the small holes in the walls with touch-up paints, right? These small fixes can prevent buyers from wondering what other issues could be going. And that's what buyers are looking for, right? They're trying to find the small things and that makes them nervous about the potential big things. So staging your home doesn't have to cost a fortune. With these budget-friendly tips, right, we can make sure that our home feels more appealing and welcoming to all potential buyers as they come through, right? The small updates like fresh towels, decluttering, just some organizing in our storage spaces, right, can make a more polished feel and an inviting space for the buyer as they enter your home. Remember, our goal here is to help buyers envision themselves living in your home. So hopefully these tips help with the staging and kind of help you get yourself set up for a successful sale.